Harihi Om. Hello everybody, this is Bryce Dubbers, and today we're talking about yoga butt. This is a super common injury where people feel a pulling, a sensation right where their butt cheek meets their leg, right at the very end of glute maximus and the hamstring attachment, right in the pelvis. This is the most common yoga injury just about out there, and it's a result of overstretching your hamstring tendon. Now, this most often happens when the tendon starts to tear or stretch because the muscle belly of the hamstring is not stretching. Now, there are a couple different causes of this. Many times it's because the hamstring got too strong too fast and it lost elasticity in the very center of the hamstring. And this kind of thing can happen anywhere in the body to any muscle. Anytime there's a tendon strain or tear on any joint, it's because the muscle belly is no longer stretching. And it's very often because at some point in time, that muscle belly got too strong too quickly and it lost its elasticity. But we kept doing stuff because we got stuff we like to do. We like to move around. We don't like to stop. We don't like to rest. We don't have the tools necessarily to massage and lengthen and open the suppleness in the center of the muscle. We just keep going, we keep doing stuff. Now, there's two main techniques to reverse this injury. Number one, we got to get the center of that muscle belly to restore to its natural ability to lengthen and shorten. First technique is self-massage. You got to dig in there, either with your hands, ideally somebody else's hands, but third best option is a ball, lacrosse ball, because you can dig in there, the ball never gets tired, and nobody knows you better than you do. Nobody knows the exact point in your body better than you do. And so having that freedom to really take your health into your own hands and to start really digging in with one of these tools to find the exact point in the center of that muscle where it's no longer lengthening, where it's full of knots, full of density in the tissue, that is going to get you the biggest bang for your buck. So that's the first technique we're going over. Second technique is to actually strengthen the hamstring and strengthen the hamstring attachment so that if it's torn or micro-torn or just overstretched, it can start to shorten again. That's going to reduce that inflammation. That's going to get some fresh blood flow in there so those tissues can actually heal. Now, along your yoga journey of healing your yoga butt, it might feel like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's because the practice of massage and strengthen have an opposing effect, but they're going to work together in the long run. But you got to be patient. You got to move slowly. You know, you ever hear why hospital patients are called patients? It's because healing requires patience, my friends. Now, I've worked with thousands of people on this exact injury. I know what I'm talking about, but don't just take my word for it. Try it, practice it. So, here are those 2 techniques. Are you guys? First technique, you get yourself the lacrosse ball and find yourself a chair that's kind of high or a countertop. Ideally, you get something so high that your legs can hang freely. Even sitting at the edge of a cliff overlooking the sea is ideal, but got to start off with whatever you got. So you take a lacrosse ball, start off either an inch or 2 or a couple centimeters just above the knee joint. You don't really want to massage close to the joint because that's all tendon in there. You don't really want to massage tendons. The tendon is not the problem. The tendon is usually where there's pain, necessarily behind the knee, or in this instance, right here in your yoga butt, right where your glute attaches to your hamstring. Now, you're going to start just above the knee, apply pressure with the leg, interlace the fingers, press directly above where the ball is, and start swiping your legs side to side. And you're going to feel a whole bunch of ropes in there. Those are your hamstrings. And notice if there's more tension on the outside on the inside or right in the middle. Now, you can gradually work your way up, do a few swipes. Feel welcome to spend as much time as you need. Really, there's not a set amount of seconds that I know of that is ideal. The main thing is to develop the sensitivity to feel when the muscle warms up, softens, and then move on to the next point. Now, the higher you go, at a certain point, most likely right in this section of your leg, is when you're going to feel the most density. If you keep going higher, you're going to get closer and closer to that tendon where you've got all your pain. Now, I know the temptation is to just go and massage right where the pain is, but that's not necessarily the cause of the problem. The cause is the density in these muscle fibers in the belly of this hamstring. So once you're able to locate the most dense point, and it's going to be like it's going to grab your attention. When you find a place that grabs your attention and you feel this density in the tissue, lean in, breathe. If it's so intense that it takes your breath away, just lean in and breathe, my friend. And gradually the intensity will start to soften and subside. If you find some buried treasure like that, just lean in. Otherwise, keep moving, because the movement is going to generate heat. That friction generates heat, and that heat softens the fascia. And the fascia is what's creating all the knots in those muscle fibers. So we got to get in there, smooth it all out. Now, say you have more tension on the outside, just focus there. You get more density, more tension on the inside, you focus there. Or right in the middle. Those are all places to play with. Another place to play is you find some buried treasure and you gently start to straighten the knee. This is called a pin and stretch technique, because you're pinning down the muscle and you're forcing everything between that pinned point and the end of the leg to lengthen. You're stretching out the place from that pinned down dense spot. You're forcing that area of density to start to stretch, instead of stretching way up here in that yoga butt, torn, inflamed, irritated tendon. You dig into that dense little buried treasure and you start doing reps, gently straightening the knee. You don't have to straighten all the way. There's usually an open window, a magic window, where you get a sweet spot. Now, the other thing you can do is straighten just a little bit and then rock side to side. And you can repeat the same process throughout the entire leg. Straightening a little bit, rocking side to side. The whole goal here is to increase your awareness of the patterns of density within your body. Because the more aware you are of these dense pockets, well, then the more freedom you have to do something about it. As you're able to map out in your consciousness the threads of density throughout this hamstring, then you focus mostly on those lines of density. You dig in there. You start breaking down that density gradually over time. Now, definitely do this on both sides. Even if your injury is just on one side, do both sides so that the other side doesn't get jealous. Next step, strength. All right, you guys. Now, when it comes to strengthening your hamstrings, we're going to start with Tadagi Mudra. Now, this movement can be invisible. Don't feel like you have to go the extreme range in which I'm demonstrating. I'm just simply showing you the direction to move in. Now, what we're doing is we're pressing down into the heels to lift my hips and my butt up and down off the floor. Now, if you feel any compression in your lower back, that means you're lifting too high for your ability to keep your abs engaged. So try engaging your belly, flattening your lumbar spine to the floor. Maintain that engagement while you gently press down into the hips, and you start by lightening the pressure on the hips, and your hips, the flesh of your booty, can actually stay in contact with the floor while you press down to the heels, keep belly engaged, start to lift upwards and lighten the weight so that the hips are no longer just passively relaxing into the floor, and you will feel engagement throughout the whole back of the legs and the glutes. Even if you mentally don't feel engagement, don't worry about it. Just keep your belly engaged, keep flattening lumbar spine, press down into the heels, and lift as high as you can with your hips without feeling any compression in your lower back. Now, if you say, come on, Bryce, give me something harder. Well then, my friend, if you really want to isolate just your injured yoga butt, just your injured hamstring tendon and glute maximus tendon, keep that leg standing and lift the opposite leg off the ground, and that will really isolate and engage and strengthen that one leg, that one hamstring, that one glute maximus. And you can either hold there and breathe, or you do little bitty pulses. But this is a very simple, gentle, and effective way to start to strengthen that tendon. Whenever you're ready, gently release. Now, from here, my friends, start with these two exercises. Gradually over time, after some days or some weeks, you can actually start to experiment with stretching your hamstring. If you go too soon, you will feel it stretch right back there in your yoga butt, and that is your red flag that it is too soon to stretch, and you need to focus on massage and strength. So, here's your homework that will come in some days, some weeks, some months later. You gradually raise your leg, take the big toe or wrap a strap around the foot, and you gradually straighten your knee as much as you can, and as long as you feel a sensation in the belly of this hamstring, that means you're right on the money. That means you are really starting to heal this pattern. If you feel any sensation down low where that leg connects to your hip, where that hamstring connects to your butt, right where you've got that yoga butt, if you feel any sensation there at all, it is too soon to stretch. So use this as a litmus test to become aware. Do I feel it stretch right here in the belly? Then yes, carry on. Any sensation in the tendon, back off, focus on the first two practices. All right, my friends, I hope this has been helpful, insightful. I hope you've learned something. Please practice. Write me a comment on this video, send me a message through Instagram or Facebook or through my website. Reach out anytime if there's anything I can do to support you along your healing path. Let me know how these techniques serve you and support you. I'm here for you. And a friendly reminder, every Tuesday and Thursday, I've got an online therapeutic vinyasa yoga class, and I'm there to customize the practices, the cues, the sequence based on the people who are present. So all of you is welcome, your whole being, all your injuries, all your health conditions, all your emotional pain and spiritual pain. I'm here to support all of you. Please practice, enjoy, and Harihi Om.